the Niners seem to have turned their attention. Well, they made this deal already, but I'm guessing once they realized that Trent Williams was going to hold out for the most money, they turned their attention to other guys. They re-signed Kyle Juszczyk, gave him a 5-year deal worth $27 million. Obviously, these football contracts are never what they seem, and they could probably.
That's right. They're not that good.
They're not that good. But that was the first guy they signed. This was what they did. They made a big deal about it on Twitter. Jed York, John Lynch. It's like he's one of the faces of the franchise, Kyle Juszczyk. So what do you think he means to this team and what this signing means to the team?
Okay. I'll try, but I think you could actually do better.
Okay.
First of all, he's the best fullback in the league, but there comes a qualification with that. Not every team uses a fullback.
Right.
In fact, a lot of teams don't use a fullback.
Right.
So, yeah, but he's still the best fullback. What I like about him is he's a terrific blocker.
Yes.
He seems to be unselfish. He doesn't like, I need the ball. He's not one of those.
Correct.
He
wants to be here.
He wants to be here. He's effective occasionally when they run him, and he can catch a pass.
Right.
Even downfield.
Right.
So I think on the offense, along with Kittle, he's I'm not going to say the most valuable because the running back, Raheem Mostert, is really terrific as well. But he is essential. How do you feel, Iggy?
I mean, to me, he's like the outlet for their creativity in the run game. He does all the most intricate blocks, and I guess he's like the signature of their run game. Kind of the face of their offense in a lot of ways, Kittle too. But they don't use him enough. Every week during the season, I feel like I have to go on the quality control things and say, Kyle, don't forget about your fullback. You pay him $5 million a year. You give him 2 touches a game. He's good when you give him the ball. He scores touchdowns. Yeah. So I guess I don't have he's worth the money they give him. I just have a problem with how they use him. They've had him for 4 years and use him the same way pretty much every year. What's the point of spending $5 million a year on a guy who plays less than 50% of the time? And the problem with the fullback, why most of the league has gone away from it, is they're great, but what if you're down 10 points? Are you going to keep that fullback out in the field, or are you going to go to 3 wide receivers and try to get back in the game? It's like something it's a luxury you can use when you're winning, or at the beginning of the game when it's 0-0.
Iggy, I have a question about Juszczyk. I want to remind people, I don't know the current Niners. I've been retired 4.5 years. What is Juszczyk like? Like, for example, when you were allowed in the locker room, would he be at his locker end? Could you talk to him?
Oh, yeah. He's the most professional player on the offense. He stands at his locker. He makes himself available for the entire time. He answers questions thoughtfully. And most of the questions aren't about him because he's just a fullback and he only gets the ball a couple of times a game. So he's constantly talking about Jimmy or the offense or the opponent. So he's like the designated talker for everyone, and he's really good at it. He's really smart. He went to Harvard. He's really nice. And then after, he'll talk to you off the record. He's exactly what you would like from a football player as a journalist.
I would like you to get his cell phone number, but I think that era is over. I don't think you're ever getting back into the locker room where you could go to a guy privately and say, Kyle, may I have your cell number? I think it's over with.
Yeah, I agree. The best you can do now is try to get a private message through to him on Twitter and see what you can get.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Viet Win says we got the Cohn Zone, the Cohn phone. When are we going to get the Cohn Zone phone? I don't know. You're going to have to wait on that one.